Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Mablethorpe on the Lincolnshire coast. Now, very recently, just last month, as of May 2025, Which Travel Consumer Group has published a list that they've compiled of the UK's best and the UK's worst seaside resorts. Now, this is based on every seaside resort in the UK apparently, and according to them, according to Which Travel, Mablethorpe, where I am right now, is the worst seaside resort in England and the second worst in the UK. Only one place above Bangor in Wales, which is apparently the worst in the UK, and Mablethorpe is the worst in England, the second worst in the UK. So I thought I'll come to Mablethorpe today. It's in the middle of June, we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's like 25 degrees, 24 degrees right now, sun shining, really nice day. And I thought I'll come to Mablethorpe, have a little look around and see why it would be voted as England's worst seaside resort. I'm going to read a little bit about how they determine the scores and the ratings from the official Which website. So let me just grab that information. Okay, so from the official Which Travel website, it does say that the Which Travel works on behalf of UK holiday makers and destinations to provide advice on the best holiday and best holiday providers. For this survey of the worst and best seaside resorts in the UK, we gathered the opinions of thousands of Which Connect panel members about recent trips to the UK seaside towns to calculate overall customer scores, and we asked the members if they recommend the town and how satisfied they were with their trip. We also asked about specific aspects of the town, such as the beach or the scenery, to calculate the star ratings. And according to all that, according to that criteria that I've just read out to you, Which Travel has rated Mablethorpe on the Lincolnshire coast as the UK's second worst seaside resort and England's very worst. So it's been a while since I've been to Mablethorpe, about 4 months. I think it was kind of like mid-February when I last came, just for a sort of winter walk around the seaside town just to see what was going on, and there wasn't a lot, which is understandable because it was February. Today is now middle of June, middle of heat wave, so it should be very different. So let's take a look around Mablethorpe and see why it would be voted as the worst in England. I don't believe it, so let's go check it out. Okay, so I have started this tour pretty much in the same sort of area that I started the walk in February when I came, just for comparison reasons. I did at that point say that I would be revisiting all the seaside towns that I did through the winter, all the winter tours, all the winter walks and updates. I said that I would be back toward the summer season just to see the differences, and today is that day for Mablethorpe, and we've just started on the beach. As you can see, there's 2 miles of golden sandy beach. It's a Blue Flag award-winning beach and the sand looks awesome. We will go down and have a little closer look at the sand. I do like to... Oh, I'm just being chased by a bee. Bloody bee. Anyway, I do like to sort of step foot on the beach, on the sand, when we come to these seaside towns. It's just nice to have your feet on the beach and feel the sand on your feet, or even it is through your shoes. But anyway, I've started at this end. What we will do is we'll go all the way down, we'll walk along the beach, see what's going on, go past the fairground, go to the Queen's Park, I think it's called, at the other end, and then head through the high street there and look at the arcades and the food and drink offerings and things like that, and just see what's happening, see what's open, see if there's anything new. I have noticed that there is a big inflatable slide just across the road there near the car park that I don't think was there in February. I can understand it not being there in February, but it's definitely there now. And we will go over the other things that are available in Mablethorpe as well. There's a few little bits at the other end down there. There is a Haven holiday park down that end. The sea life sanctuary, like the sea lion and wildlife sanctuary, is just at that end as well. There is a cinema down there, and then as you come down the main road here into Mablethorpe, this is where you get into the sort of town centre and the main beachy area with all the tourist attractions. So we'll take it all in and we'll see what's happening. This is a 18-hole crazy golf course, and it is only £2 per person. So already, I have said this before, on the Lincolnshire coast you do seem to get awesome bargains, whether it's things to do, whether it's things to eat or drink. Just everything just seems to be much cheaper in this part of the country compared to other parts. And yeah, this says 18-hole crazy golf, £2 per person, but I don't think it's open at the minute. I don't know if it's been closed for a while. or if it closed because it's £2 per person and they just don't have the money. But it looks like it's been battered. So yeah, that's not actually open. And this is a Sandhills walk, which I've never seen before. I don't know what a Sandhills walk is. Should we have a quick look in, just to have a look before we head the other way? I think it might just be a walk through the Sandhills, you know. Could well be. And it's boiling, it's so warm, especially now we're coming here and we're shaded, we're sort of sheltered from any sort of sea breeze you might get through these tall crops. But yeah, I think this is just a walk along the Sandhills where you'll end up toward the seal sanctuary area, I assume. But it's a little bit of a trek, so I'm not going to walk all that way right now. I do want to sort of walk along the seafront and see if there's any new attractions. I know today is a Monday, and a Monday is the only day through the summer period where the fun fair here at Mablethorpe doesn't open, which is a shame. I would like to have shown you it open, but I tend to do these walks on a Monday because Monday is a day where I get the time to myself to come and do these things. So it is usually a Monday, and I don't know why, but Mondays I think are usually the quiet day, and Mondays are usually the day that they do choose to not open. If they do choose a day to close, it is usually a Monday. So we'll head down along the seafront, pretty much the same sort of route that I took on the February video. I just want to know why would Mablethorpe be voted as the worst? I mean, I don't really understand it. I haven't been to every seaside resort in the UK, but the ones that I have been to, I wouldn't even class Mablethorpe as the bottom of the ones that I have been to, and there's many hundreds that I've not even seen. And already I would say Mablethorpe's definitely not the worst that I've been to, but that's just my opinion. Obviously they've asked thousands of people and got a sort of an aggregated score, and it's Mablethorpe that's unfortunately come out at the bottom of England's, just as I say, one place above Bangor in Wales. So we might have to visit Bangor in Wales one day just to see what the worst seaside resort in the UK is like. So there is some go-karts here, look. I think this was probably being built when I came in February. I can't remember it looking as complete as it does now. It definitely wasn't open, and I think it is now, but it looks a lot better than it did, I think, from what I remember. So there's go-karting. I don't know the prices. If I can see the prices, I will relay them to you, but probably £1 a go. This is the Lincolnshire coast. Probably £1 a go. I don't know. It won't be £1 a go. I think they're petrol powered, but there is another golf course here. I wonder if the people who had that crazy golf have just packed that one up and moved down here and started afresh, because this one does look like a good one, and it's definitely open because there's people playing it. And that's the big inflatable slide just across there. There is 2 big car parks on the right hand side as you're coming down in from the Haven side. There's 2 car parks just on the right. One's £5 all day currently, and one is £4 all day. The one next to it is just £4 all day. And all these fish and chip shops and ice cream shops and things all should be open now. Pretty much none of these were open on my last visit in February. But look at that, look at the small beach. More really nice sand. Let's go down onto the sand so we can do a little walk on that. I want to feel how soft it is. It looks really like clean, and I mean, I say that as there's a big plastic bottle just left there, but that's people. That's the people that visit. They always say when you visit a seaside, the only thing you should leave is your footprints. Take everything else with you. And we always do. We never leave anything but footprints. We sometimes take our footprints with us. But yeah, there's June's Entertainment Centre over there. That was all closed up when I last came, and that's open now. And it's just such a nice beach. The sand is really fine. It's really nice, and it looks like it's well looked after, well kept. that might just be nature, but we'll head up there. I'll have a look inside the fairground just to show you what's there. But no, nothing in the fairground is open today. Was yesterday and it will be tomorrow, but just not on a Monday. But it's quite busy on the beach for a Monday afternoon. It is coming up to dinner time. It's almost 12 o'clock, I think, about 10 to 12, quarter to 12. So as I say, we'll walk down here. There is a little park at the bottom that I didn't even know about until I spotted it on the last tour in February. So it'll be nice to go and see that and see if that's been done. I think it was just getting done up. It looked all closed off as if there was going to do some repair works and, you know, upgrades and things. So we'll take a look down there and see if that's actually been done, see if it's open and running. And we will walk down this sort of main street here. This is where the arcades are, where the Mirage is, and the Greggs and the Toffs. You know, a seaside town needs a Greggs and a Toff. A Couplands, sorry, and a Toffs. I don't know if there's a Couplands, we'll have to have a look. But that's where we'll head after we've done this little walk down here. And Mr. G's Beach Cafe is open. This is the amusement park, as I say. Unfortunately, not on a Monday. But there you go. There's waltzers in there, a 6D cinema, Dodgems. We'll have a look at the other rides at the other side. And then all these ice cream shops and food places and souvenir shops will all be open. Quite a lot of people sat on the benches enjoying the sea view with their ice creams and the coffees. As I say, very different to February when I last came, but that's understandable. You can see the amusement park from this gate now, so you can see the little tiny runaway train. That was the Dodgems that we saw from the other gate. There's a runaway train and then there's a twister there as well. I think there's a paratrooper just behind it and a ghost train at the back there. I don't think they do wristbands. I think you just pay for everything separately, whatever you want to ride, as and when you want to ride it. And I can't really tell you the prices. We did do a full tour of the fairground last summer, I think it was, so that is on the channel. And that'll probably give you more of an idea of the prices and things. May have gone up a little bit since last year, but not an awful lot, I wouldn't have thought. And then this is the other end, so you can see the paratrooper that I was talking about just there. That's the paratrooper that I was talking about, and then there's a caterpillar coaster just there. So as I say, it's quite a small fairground. That's probably why they wouldn't do a wristband, because no one would really make the use of a wristband. There's probably 2 or 3 things that each age group would probably go on. Some of them would be too big for the little kids, some of them would be too small for the bigger kids. So you probably could spend half an hour or so in there on a summer's day as part of your day out. I see the combing the beach. What they're doing here, I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they're flattening the beach and tidying it up a bit. Got a big cat on the beach there and some diggers. That looks cool. I don't know whether they're just flattening it out a bit. Maybe at some point all the sand came to this end and it was maybe a bit uneven, so they're just making it a little bit more accessible, a little bit flatter. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe one of the workmen's lost a pen and they've all chipped in to try and find it for him. No, we'll find you that pen, buddy. But anyway, we're going to keep walking down here and we'll try and find where the park is. Let's head up this way. I mean, as I say, I've been to Mablethorpe a few times before. We did come last year with the kids and we did Mirage, which was a really good day out. We got a Planet Offers deal from there and it was really, really good. I don't think it's this way, to be honest. I can't remember where it was that we went, but no, that just takes you down to like street level, to normal streets. So shall we keep walking? let's keep going and we'll try and find where this I think it's called Queen's Park is. But yeah, as I was saying, last year we came with the kids and we had a day out at the Mirage. We got it was a deal for about £40 on Planet Offers. I did say this before, but I'll say it again in case you're new. We got 2 big pizzas for £40. We all got to go on the 10-pin bowling. We all got to go on the electronic darts, and we also got 90 minutes each on an unlimited arcade card. So there was a select few rides that you select few sort of games and machines that you could go on, but it was good for 90 minutes. There was loads that you could play, 2-player ones. There was like air hockey and shooting games and things like that. So for £40 for 4 of us, just the pizzas alone I think would have been about £25. And then obviously we got the bowling, the darts and the arcade playing there, and we did spend a good sort of 4 hours or so in there. And it was a good day out. I think that still does pop up occasionally on Planet Offers. That offer does still pop up from time to time, so it's always worth checking. I did have somebody comment on that video just a couple of weeks ago actually, saying they saw that video when they came to Mablethorpe for a holiday. They saw the video, they went and got themselves the pass like we did off Planet Offers on the recommendation of our video. They went and did that and they enjoyed it so much they went and did it again the next day. So for 2 days straight they got the family pass for the Mirage arcade. I'll show you that when we go inside. We'll walk past it when we go down that little main street, but it's a really good arcade with lots and lots to do. I think it is the biggest in Mablethorpe. Alright, so there is another cafe down here, but as we get further sort of this way, it looks to me like it's getting slightly quieter. It is sort of busy the opposite end down there where we started, where all the arcades are and the fish and chip shops and things. It's just a more populated area, with it being the touristy area and this being a touristy town. So we'll see if we can find this park. I think I did turn right here and I found it last time by going down there. Yeah, Queen's Park. I was right with the name. I remembered. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely been updated slightly. It's got a little splash pad as well. So we'll head down here. I'll just see what's going on. As I say, I only saw this first time last time. First time I've ever seen it was in February, and obviously everything was closed at that point. So it'd be nice to see it open and people on it. If I can, I'll try and get some prices. There is some swan boats over there on the lake, and as I say, the play area, it looks like there's a splash pad there as well. So once we've checked this out, we will head back toward the main street and arcade area. But if you like Mablethorpe, if you've been to Mablethorpe and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. No. If you didn't, also let me know. Seems to be that quite a lot of people don't like it, but then quite a lot of people do. I know a lot of people come here for the holidays because they did when they was a kid, and it's the same reason I go to places. I enjoy going to places I went to as a kid. It's like reminiscing in it, and it's just nice to see. Yeah, so that's the lake. There's a little shop here with ice creams and milkshakes and teas and coffees. There's a car park there as well if you want to just come straight to this end. Flat green bowling, £3 per hour for one person. So that's where, I don't know if you can get on the boats. I don't know if they're sending them out at the minute. That's a cool little splash pad. It's got some nice bits in there. And then we'll see if the boats are out. Public toilets are just here as well. They're all sort of anchored in the middle of the lake, look, so I would have thought probably yesterday that I've brought them over here, and this will be the little platform that you get on the boats from. There'll be an in and an out. We'll get out there and I'll probably get in there. And then this is the park area. This is the bit that was closed last time, and it is closed today. I wonder if that's just closed because it is a Monday. But it looks pretty much the same. I think they've redone this bit. The floor looks like it might be all redone. And some of the bits were in pieces on the floor, I believe, when I came in February. So it does look like they've spent a little bit of time on it. But I think that there is a small charge for that. I'm not sure what it is, but somebody did mention that because it's all fenced off, look, and it's all barbed wired. So it's either to stop you getting in or to stop the kids getting out. But there is a small charge for it, and there's not an awful lot there. It's just like a park. And then there's a little tennis court here. Again, that's all closed and locked off, so I don't know if you have to sort of rent that or whatever, but it's nice to see the splash pad at this end. It's a shame it's this far away from the seafront, from the actual sort of main touristy areas, because I bet a lot of people don't know about it. It looks fairly deep as well. There's a little boy that's bum deep in it there. But yeah, nice little splash pad that. Could definitely bring Albie here when it gets boiling hot. I mean, it is quite warm today, so I mean, we'll bring Albie at some point and you can have a splash about in the splash pad. So now we're just going to head back. I won't take you back with me on the same walk just because there's no point in going over the same thing twice. So I will pick you back up when we get back to the fairground, and then we'll carry on in the other direction from there. Okay, so I've basically just walked back down the same path that we walked toward the paddling pool on, and I've just come back past the diggers here and we're at the fun fair again. So I thought I'll pick you back up now and we'll carry on the walk. So we're just going to walk back past all these little food outlets and ice cream shops and things, and then we'll take a left and head down the little main high street area. Quite a few people still on the beach. It's really nice to see. A little sweet shop there. I don't really know how these little shops like that actually survive. Obviously through the summer they do okay, but through the winter they won't do anything. They must have to like really work hard through the summer, you know, 12-hour days, 7 days a week through the summer, just to sort of build up enough cash to see them through the winter. Right, so we're back on this sort of main stretch now into the high street. And I'll just show you the beach quickly before we leave it. We won't be coming back to this beach. And there we go. Goodbye, Mr. G's for now. There is a little area on the left here, just across the road, called Spanish City, and it's got like a little kids soft play area, and there's a little bar inside that sells slushy booze. It is like a tiny little section of like being abroad. We'll have a look and see what's open in there, and then we're going to head straight down there. So this is Spanish City. Again, look, it's so sad to see these little shops that are just, they've been left for a long time. Fish bars and things like that. It says to let, but you'd have to be brave. You'd have to be brave to let something like that. And this is Play Mablethorpe. This is the little kiddie section, the little kiddie play area. It's closed today. closed Monday to Thursday, and they'll open at 11 on the 20th of June. That reopens, and then all your little, this is a cool bar, slush bar. Yeah, you can get all sorts of slush cocktails. £7 for a double cup of slushy cocktail. Awesome. Right, come down here, and this will bring us out where the arcades are, so we'll take a little walk down and see what shops are there. Have a look in the Mirage arcade, which I was talking about earlier. Okay, so there's a little gift and toy shop there. Have a little nosy in there. Let's have a nosy in, just because that one opened when I came last time and I've not seen inside before, so it'd be nice to have a little look. Looks like a good gift shop, good toy shop for the kids. Okay, we've just come out of the little toy shop there, that new gift and toy shop, and this is the Mirage. This is the main huge arcade here in Mablethorpe, and this is the one I was talking about. This is the one where we did the darts, bowling, 2 large pizzas and 90 minutes of unlimited play on a large portion of the games inside the arcade, all for 4 people for £40 from planetoffers.co.uk. That was about half price. I think it would usually cost about £80, which to me would be a little bit steep for what it is. But £40 was an absolute bargain. I mean, it kept us busy for a good 4 hours for 4 of us. Well, 5, because Albie was with us as well, but he obviously didn't do much. He was just sort of with us, and he played a few of the games. He had a bit of the pizza, but he was asleep for the darts and the bowling. But 40 quid for 4 hours for 4 of us plus Albie, we had a good afternoon. And that's the bowling. And that's the soft play area. And then that's where we played the digital darts, interactive darts, and it was cool. We played that for about an hour, I think, and we enjoyed playing that. And I think it was just one game of goal. It took bowling. It took us about 45 minutes, I think, with 4 of us, because we kept stopping. But it was a really enjoyable day. Well worth 40 quid. If it's something that you're interested in, I do recommend checking the planetoffers.co.uk website. We're not affiliated with them in any way, we're not sponsored by them. As I said before, we just tend to use them quite a lot because you get some really good deals. I mean, yesterday we went to the Alpamar water park in Scarborough. The video of that is on the channel. It's only a short 5-minute highlights video, but it's got all the slide POVs and the pools and everything. We used Planet Offers yesterday to get that for all 5 of us for £32. Which was a bargain for 3 hours in the water park. And then on Sunday, I believe, I think we're going to Flamingo Land again. We do have the voucher already from Planet Offers, half price, £97 for all of us for a day at Flamingo Land. So there's some good deals to have, good bargains to grab on planetoffers.co.uk. So we'll keep walking down. There is other arcades, but they're obviously smaller than the Mirage. Mirage is the biggest one. So we'll take a little look at some of these shops to see what's going on here. I mean, I think it is just your typical seaside places. It's your ice creams and your charity shops, and then your Indian delight. But there's a Candyland. There is some I want to show you down here as well. I noticed it on the walk up earlier from the car, because I am parked for free just on one of the side streets down here. If you're interested in parking for free, there is obviously parking available where I showed you on the front, and it's about £4 to £5 for the full day, but I'm tight and I like to find it for free, so I just go down one of the residential streets a little bit further down, and it's a 5 to 10 minute walk into the area where we did this video on the front. So I did notice something that I just want to show you. Saltiest fish and chip shop. There's body piercing, card factory. There's your boots. You always need a boots. And I think the last time we came, that pub over there with the balcony, with the big sort of veranda on the top, I think that was just getting redone. And that's obviously open now. There's people sat up there having food. This is what I wanted to show you up there, look. I just found that funny. P&Q DIY shop. P&Q. Is that funny? Or is it just me? I find that funny. P&Q. Anyway, it's like B&Q. If you didn't get it. P&Q DIY. I wonder if that's done on purpose or if it's just coincidental. I don't know. But that's the Empire there. That's the bit I was talking about up there. So that's all redone now. Ready to go. And there's a Greg's, but I don't think there's a Couplands. I haven't seen a Couplands unless it's down one of the side streets. But there's definitely a Toffs. And there is somewhere for your sausage roll fix. It'll be a slightly more expensive one than Couplands, but it's Greg's. But yeah, there is a leisure centre down here as well on the right hand side. I'll show you as we're walking past. There's the Toffs. And this is basically the main high street. It is a very, very small seaside town, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. Somebody just shouting, what's the channel? And that's it. That is it. As I say, it is a very small seaside town. It's got a lot of charm. It's very sort of close knit. I like seaside towns like this. I don't have any problem with these sort of seaside towns, and I do prefer these types a lot of the time to the bigger ones. I mean, I don't think you're going to compare to Blackpool with things to do and, you know, keeping people busy and things like that, but it's not always just about things like that. You can spend a day on the beach and spend a day just walking around, and you don't necessarily have to have tons of things to do for it to be a good seaside resort, as long as it's clean, as long as the people are nice, as long as there's accessibility, as long as you can park and there's decent priced food and drink and things like that, and some sort of essential amenities like ice creams and donuts. Then it's all about how you have your day at the resort. It's not necessarily what they present to you, it's how you use what they have presented to you, I guess. But anyway, that is the leisure centre there. I think that's fairly new. I think that's had a redo not that long ago because it looks quite new. There's a soft plate in there as well. And that is it. So I'll finish the video when we get down this side street, just it's a little bit quieter. Okay, I've just carried on walking. The leisure centre's just on the left there, and I've just been talking to a guy. A nice gent just stopped me, and we had a little chat, asking if it's YouTube and things like that, and we had a good chat about all sorts. So I thought I'll keep on walking down here. I just want to show you where the Lidl is in comparison to the main sort of high street, and then we will finish the video. So this is the Lidl just on the left. So as you saw, this was the road we've come down. This is directly down to the beach, straight down here, Stanley Avenue, and you've got a Lidl there. I think that might be fairly new. I'm not sure how new, but I remember it not being there when I was a child. But that's the Lidl. So that's it. So that concludes the Mablethorpe video. Why is this England's worst seaside resort according to which? Let me know in the comments down below if you've been. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't. Let me know if this video has been helpful or just for a little walk around. I don't see any reason why this is voted the second worst in the UK and England's worst seaside resort. Not a chance, not a chance. The sand was really nice, the beach was really nice, loads of food places, all decent price, they're not expensive, the arcades are really good, they've got the fun fair, they've got the new splash pad that they've put up, and that looks really nice, really clean. I didn't see much litter, there was no dog poo everywhere, it was like, it was a nice little seaside town, so I have no problems coming back here with the kids and spending days here like we have before. So I would say no. I would say which consumer group you are mistaken. But I've said this before about Skegness. I just love this sort of coast. I love all the seaside towns on this coast. So that's it. That's Mablethorpe. As I say, let me know in the comments if you've been. Let me know your thoughts on the ratings from which. That was only last month that they published that, so it is very recent, where it's been voted the worst in England and the second worst in the UK, behind Little Bangor in Wales. So hope you liked the video, pop a like on it if you did. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for lots more content like this, and thank you so much for watching. So until next time, we will see you guys on the next one from Mablethorpe on the Lincolnshire coast. Have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.